and welcome to another episode of Live Talks. With me, I am Fawole. We have today in the studio, not forgetting, the wizard. Today we have in the studio, he's become a friend of mine. He's an intelligent guy. He's outspoken, to say the least. He's a wealth of information, wealth of knowledge. He has great energy and a tenacity that, as far as I'm concerned, is second to none. Yeah. He is the one and only Musa the Moor. Come on.
Thank you.
I'm taking my jacket off because it's going to get hot in here.
Thank you.
I'm taking my jacket off right now. And Musa, one second.
And take your time.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm only taking my jacket off. I'm not that old. What? These people are funny in the studio, you know. These people. When you hear that phrase, what do you think? These people.
I think. Say that phrase again.
These people.
Oh, I don't get conjures of disgust or disappointment. I see it as everything now in my mind. I've got it visualized as a sport, and the mentality of a sport is in every industry. Doesn't matter how foul the opposition is or how much you don't dislike what the other person is doing, but it's in order for you to drive creativity or drive anything you do, you need to have competition. And the problem is some people don't compete fair. Some people are, there's healthy competition and there's unhealthy competition. But there's one thing that is true and a principle to life is competition. And when we embrace that and we understand it, we need to be saying to ourselves, who is our competition? What team am I in? What industry am I in? And what kind of who are my competitors? Some people are intimidated by asking those type of questions, but these are the type of questions that you're going to ask if you sit down and you are forced to do any type of business plan, which I think that they should be doing those type of things in school, teaching people, those who are business minded, what can I would like to start my own business. I'm an entrepreneur. I don't see myself work with somebody. So how do I write a business plan? And in a business plan, there's gonna be sections where they say, what location? What kind of business would you like to do? What is your competition? What is the business strengths and weaknesses? All of these very important questions that are crucial, strategic in helping you become successful, because this, according to statistics, I think all businesses either survive or go downhill in the first 3 years, according to statistics. Correct. So it's when we measure what businesses survive the 3-year mark to say that this actually has real longevity is based on, the planning. Where they say you don't fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's the one there. They have to be. We have to become more proactive and become strategical business planning specialist.
Business planning specialist.
Yes. And remember, because it has also cultural leanings and cultural significance. When you ask yourself, what are you selling if you have a product, and who are you selling it who are you selling it to? Right. Who's your target audience?
Right. So, what does it mean if I say to you? What I say to you first? What's the question I asked you first?
You said, what is it? These people.
These people. So what does it mean to say your people? What does that mean to you when you hear this? Say your people.
My people.
Your people.
Okay. When I used to think of my people.
Why was you laughing? Yeah, don't laugh, man. It ain't funny.
When I used to think of my people, I used to think a group of black people or so on and so forth. But I don't think like that anymore. I think more tribalistic. I think as far as if I'm a Moor, those who subscribe to being a Moor, that's a tribe within itself. Not every black person, man or woman, identifies with being a Moor. They may be subscribed to another lifestyle, another ideal. But those who are Moors, they're in the Moorish world, belonging to the Moorish tribe, and that tribe has a culture, has a value system, has a mentality, has an energy, has a the way we walk, the way we stand, how we see and perceive the world, and I'm fine with being that. You see what I'm trying to say to you? I don't feel I have to impose that type of mentality or value system on other people, or why are you not in a part of my tribe? I think the diversity is good and it's healthy, but it's when certain cultures appeal or look more exciting than other cultures, and that's what gives people wanting to be belonging or to that particular tribe and that genre more than that particular tribe and that genre.
Okay, we're going to talk about a lot of different things today, but just going on what you just said now, you said things about people becoming looking more exciting and more enticing and more nice, yeah? Let's just, like, I know you never said the word nice, yeah? The Moorish kind of like lifestyle world. We're going to break down that word, the Moors, because some people don't know who the Moors were or what they represented. However, I had an epiphany myself about something, not like today, yesterday, I don't know when it was, about black culture and everything. And it is plagiarized a lot. People copy it, want to be part of it, they like it, they want to be in it. But then in the same breath, there's cultures that plagiarize, don't mind taking stuff from, let's say the black culture, urban culture. But then when it comes to, let's say they don't mind diluting black culture. But when it comes to diluting their cultures, it's not heard of. They refuse. It's almost like it's a cultural crime for you to be outside of your culture, to steep outside your culture. It's a cultural crime to let someone outside know everything about your culture.
Right.
It's a cultural crime for you to start depicting yourself under other people's umbrellas when you know where you come from, when you know what you represent, and you know what your mum and dad are doing. But so then, when you said that it's fashionable, it's nice, and to be a Moor, let's just call it black, because that Moor it's a historical name. I want to bring it more to the forefront of what we're doing now today, because with all the stuff going on with the fashion, the music, and stuff that everyone can see. Cool. So, it's fashionable, but also I believe that for whatever reason, which I can't give an answer, maybe the wizard, maybe yourself can, and I can say this with my hand on my heart because I am black, us as black people are very welcoming and very warm and very open. Like, we want to share stuff. We're sharing cultures to the point where it become a detriment to us. If you look back in history, there's time where things were shared, we welcome people with open arms, the same people that stabbed us in our breastplate. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Other cultures don't open you with open arms. They're like this, so their breastplate's covered. So I think my thing was to break down the thing of where you said it is. What do you say about our culture again? It's fashionable, it's nice.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. So also to mirror the fact that it's accessible. We can get in there. There's a door or there's a window or there's a way in through there because the people are getting let in. I guarantee you, there's certain places I cannot go. I will not be allowed in, no matter how much money I have. I will not be allowed in, bro.
That's because we don't understand cultural boundaries. We don't understand cultural perimeters. If you don't have, when you go to Chinatown, they have cultural boundaries. They have cultural perimeters. There's things you're gonna see in regard to their food, in regards to the way they style their businesses. The way they
staff businesses?
the way they style their businesses in terms of the interior and a certain not only the architectural look but also the artistic look, aesthetic view on how it looks. As a Chinese environment, you're gonna know that you're amongst them. They've got their own New Year. they've got their own obviously they've got their own calendar, and they've got their own behavioral norms that is expected of them as a group. Now they're gonna either welcome you and say that this is how we do things here, this is our way of doing things, or they're gonna not welcome you because you're an outsider, you don't abide by their cultural rules and laws. But they're gonna set the tone of what is and what isn't. They're not gonna invite you into their community and then give you the crown. Now, for black folk who allow people to come into the community and then give away their crown to outsiders, therein lies the fault, the error, the mistake, the lack of sovereignty, because they don't allow themselves cultural possession and cultural protection over what has been given to them. Rather, they would give it away to somebody else for I don't know, the goodness of their own heart, something silly and something foolish, which is not the Moorish way. I think when we break into tribes and tribal behavior and tribal habit, and that's what makes, that could be the making of one tribe or the making and breaking of another tribe, that it's willing to give away something and another tribe is willing to protect it and guard it because they understand the importance of it. It's down to not only the cultural pride of the group, but also future generational wealth to hand down to their descendants, so that they having children and they're not lost, wayward, or out of pocket. There's a purpose for why they're born, and their fathers, their sons are going to inherit what their fathers have, and the daughters are going to inherit what their mothers have. Not like blacks who squander the wealth or give things away and receive nothing back in equal measure.
So what if the blacks are
Whoa.
I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
You're gonna call my question.
Okay, go through. Go through.
You guys gonna call my question?
Something sprung to mind.
You talk. No, talk. Go.
Something sprung to mind. Look, for example, how conscious when it comes to body care, skin care, hair care, that black people are. How conscious they are. Look how invested they are, interested they are. Now, that market is dominated by primarily Asians. I haven't got nothing against the Asian community. They're doing what they need to do to make money. But another group of people from another tribe, racial tribe, is not going to know what's the best for another race of people's tribe because they're not them. So,
what are you talking about?
Body lotion, cream, hair cream.
Wait. My understanding is a lot of these shops that we have that are selling these like products, this product, that product, whatever product, they're selling products from Africa as well. They're selling stuff that is good for us, good for your skin. That's it. That's why I will go to get certain things.
No.
What can't buy alongside the chemicals. You can't buy shit, but you can't buy certain things in these shops. That is from that's from the motherland or stuff that we would use. Stuff that's good for us.
Yeah,
you can't. You're saying you can't.
I'm saying that they say one you can't, because the Asian man has to go to Africa to try and get something.
So but then but what you're saying don't make sense.
I'm saying
some of them, because there's people who go into Africa and get this, because people are doing business in Africa and taking stuff. No?
I've been to Africa and I've seen it with my own two eyes. He has to ask the local indigenous Africans, what is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? Because he's not native. The Asian man's not native.
Yeah, but that hasn't been done.
He's native. No. He gets something that he thinks is, he hears something once, two, twice, 3, 5, 10 times. He knows it's popular. He knows that black people like it. So he buys it in bulk and he sells it back to us. That's what he does.
So, but he
doesn't use it on his body and his hair.
But he's not black.
Yeah, because he's not black. So, but why would you allow someone to buy something from your homeland and then sell it back to you at a higher price to make profit off you when the product comes from your neighborhood? Yeah, but no, but he's
There's
making
no one else, only now.
He's making it accessible, but at another group of people's expense.
Of course.
Where they are at a financial disadvantage.
But that's capitalism.
Yeah, but that's capitalism that's been weaponized on us. So if I'm informing a tribe of people to say that you are being excluded from the maximum profit making of a business, social interaction or social understanding, because you don't have either the cultural literacy or the economic literacy to know that you're being hoodwinked or bamboozled, then therein lies the power dynamic.
But then, I would just pose to you, then you shouldn't say what you said first, is if we go into the shop and they're stocking stuff that's not good for us, that they don't know are good for us. It's good for us, but we're getting exploited. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
The stuff on the stuff on the shelf, some of the stuff on the shelf is the appropriate stuff for us, and it is the appropriate stuff for us, but it's being procured in a dubious way and being sold to us at a mad elevated price. So basically, you spend your money with your people, but the stuff in the shops, just to clarify, is the right stuff. Some of the stuff is the right stuff. Because you were saying that Asian guys are selling us stuff that is not good for our skin.
No, some of the stuff is good for us.
Okay.
Some of the stuff is not good for us, but they're not the cultural masters or experts of those products. We are.
Okay, but
If you go to Africa not knowing, and the African farmers on the ground do know, then you ask them, because they have the knowledge and you didn't. So they give you the knowledge because you have the money. You buy from them, and then you come back to the West, and then you sell that product to us. But some of the products is gonna be some of the products is gonna be no. But I'm saying to you, why are we not going why would I not, as a Moor, go straight to the source to source the product, to buy the product for in bulk, to sell it to my own people? So I cut out any kind of middleman and I go straight to the source. So I'm the ultimate benefactor. And then if you want to buy these products, you come to me rather than to go to someone else.
What is a Moor?
And a Moor are the nobility that the African continent produced. It has his great deep historical roots. There are tribes still walking out up and down today in West Africa and the Sahara of Africa who go by the name Moor. The Moors were a noble group who were free people, whom they were great travelers. They weren't a people. They weren't stationary. They used to leave Africa and visit other civilizations, and used to draw maps, and they were very big into trade and establishing trading links with other civilization and groups, even sometimes teaching them or sharing with them information that they possess, because they were very, not only free people but very learned, and often they acquired the talent of writing and recording. You understand what I'm saying to you? The Moors sometimes abused or misused that power, and meaning the Moors sometimes engaged in activities that would later, let's say, hurt the black race, i.e. slavery or certain other kind of activities that were either in the long run gonna hurt the black race, or indeed hurt the Moors and the Moorish families themselves, because they were dealing with other peoples who didn't always have the same values and honor, and thus had ulterior motives when they was invested in business.
Why do you call yourself a Moor?
Because the Moors are the best of them, and I want to be.
But you just said about the corruption and they initiated slavery and stuff.
But they did. That's the downside of some Moors. Not all Moors did it, but some Moors did, and some Moors didn't. So being fair and balanced in my view and description of the Moorish people, whether we want to like it or not, historically and factually, the Moors they are at the zenith, the nobility, the top of the black racial hierarchy. So much so that the burden on responsibility on what Moors do, good and bad, heavily impact those that are underneath them. Does that make sense?
I can hear you. All right, so you see, you've got some of the Moorish people moving around in sub-Saharan desert, and
They're in. You find Moors in Senegal. You find Moors in Mauritania. You find Moors in southern Morocco. You find Moors in Mali.
okay, you're Musa the Moor.
Yes.
What qualities of the Moors, or let me put it straight, you're my brother, but what gives you the right to call yourself that? In your eyes, why do you call yourself that? Why? Because you just told me they're the top, they're the zenith, they're the this, they're the this, 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 this. How do you fit into that? So you calling yourself, you're claiming that name, you're appropriate. Like you might as well say, like, no, and this is a lot of people do say it. I'm King Ayo, because we're descendants of kings and stuff. But why? What makes you say that? Why do you feel so confident saying that? Why you set your whole chest?
My parents coming from southwest Nigeria. They belong to the Yoruba tribe, but they had.
You're a bad boy.
Yes.
Well done.
Well, we have other characters in the bloodline, and some of them were Muslim. So my grandmother was my father's side was Muslim. She came from a Muslim family. And my other father's side was they later on got influenced by Christianity by way of European missionaries. And then my earlier ancestors before that were they of the Yoruba religion, a traditional religion where they honored or worshipped their ancestors. And so when I trace the lineage even far back, there was the Yoruba Muslims originally converted to Islam via Mali. They were trading with the Mali Empire at that time, and the nobility of Mali were Muslim. The regular Malian citizens wasn't. They still followed the ancestral pre-Islamic African religion. Mm-hmm. So when the nobility of Mali came to Yoruba land, they brought with them this faith called Islam. They introduced it to some of the Yoruba kings and so forth, and then they started to they converted some of the Yorubas, because the Yorubas were interested in writing, and the Yoruba kingdom wasn't literate. It didn't have writing ability, but they passed on information by the word of mouth. The Malian nobility had acquired writing via Arabic, where they used the Arabic script to record the
Quran?
the man because the nobility was they were Mende. There was one of the Mende families, I think. They were Bambara, so they recorded the Arabic using the Arabic script, but they used the Arabic alphabet to record the Bambara language and wrote things down. In fact, some of the Yorubas was invited into the Malian top university called it's coming to me. They had Timbuktu University in Timbuktu, which would have been that you know what they call Cambridge and Oxford of the UK, like prestigious school of the highest learning capacity. Some of the Yorubas went to that school to learn Islam and other cultural sciences. They were the leading West African school was Timbuktu in Mali, and the Yorubas were in cross-cultural trade with Mali, originally Mali, and after Mali Songhai. But Mali is where that first connection between the Yoruba and Islam first came. In fact, the Yorubas used to call Islam the Malian religion. It's a SC
Are you-
Yoruba,
are
SC in Mali, the Yoruba, the religion from Mali.
Let me forget my question, huh?
Gotcha.
So I forgot. I forgot my question. I was about to ask a question, but you finished with that line. I just jumped out of my head. Must be something else. So, the whole time, because I'm letting this guy talk about getting word in edgeways with this guy. He must have been Musa the Moor.
Ask him a question, Musa.
Well,
If you don't know nice, I still didn't get to talking.
no, let me
This one's not.
let me put it.
Yes, Wizard.
Okay, let me put it this way.
Wizard, you're something else, you know. I don't want to be questioned.
I understand, obviously, that you do poetry.
You understand?
Check this though. A lot of people don't even understand that hip hop, or yeah, what we call rap. It originally come from Africa. When we were traveling from one town to another town, or one city to another city, it depended on how far the journey and how many of us is traveling. We would go on our, because some of the tribes was nomadic. So when we was going on our journey, we had to go all the way from one town to another town. That might take 2 hours on either camelback or horseback or on foot. We would go, and in order to keep our spirits high, we would recite poetry of stories that happened with our tribe, how our tribe acquired a name, or what incident took place, in order to have a poem describing that incident about, and a particular character that helped us lead and overcome that situation, a great warrior or something, and then we would start reciting or we would cite a poetry regarding our ancestors, and what our ancestor did or didn't do, and we would rhyme it, because by rhyming something, it makes it easier to remember. And we would recite the poetry, and we'd be talking it on the horseback or the camelback, in order to keep our spirits high. We would recite the poem, and that was our form of early poetry. We added the instruments when we were stationary. Somebody would be tapping on the drum. Somebody would be playing what we call a flute style instrument, and somebody would be either harmonizing the chorus to give it greater texture. Those people that recited or recorded the tribal knowledge of that group of people, they were known as griots. And they were the person that was memorizing a lot of information about a particular tribe. The Yorubas early Yorubas have a griot, Mandinkas have a griot, Fulanis, Hausas have a griot. They would be reciting. When slavery took place and they snatched a lot of people from Africa over to the New World, North America, the Caribbean, Brazil, and so forth, they would bring this type of tradition of memorizing tribal history or great events that took place that gave the tribe its fame. Is what I'm trying to say to you. Because there's many tribes you haven't heard of, but there's many tribes you have heard of because of the fame that they engaged, that the incident that they engaged in that gave them the fame. That's what makes the name Mandinka known outside the land of Africa, the name Yoruba known outside the land of Africa. There's other tribes that didn't get that fame because they didn't engage in the same level of activity that would have made them famous. Now, when we was reciting those things on the plantation, we started to memorize and give us. We would take us back to a place in Africa in order to give us self-esteem and give us our pride and empowerment back. And thus, you see early signs of hip-hop or dance or storytelling being laid in the foundation of the new world.
Okay. No. I don't want to hear nothing with you for 1 second, please. Or you, please. Now I fucking forgot it. Nah, go on. You don't stop interrupting me because you're gonna do my nut now.
What was your question you was going to ask you?
I don't know, but it'll come to me. We'll flow. We'll come. It'll come.
That was fine. Like, please don't interrupt me again, because I'm losing stuff badly and I don't like it.
Go through.
I didn't like that interruption at all. Seriously, bro. Let's go to the cards because I'm just let's pick a couple of cards for me, and we'll go back in. Pick a couple of cards for me. Like 3-4 cards for me. Thank you. I don't like that. I like you, Musa, so much. You kill me, you know.
Thank you.
No, why you're welcome. You, I don't mean you, the viewers at home. I mean the wizard behind the camera. You, something else. You murdered me. What's your favourite quote?
Oh. The ink of the scholar is greater than the blood of the martyrs.
The ink of the scholar.
The ink of the scholar is greater than the blood of the martyrs.
Break that down for me. The ink of the scholar is better than the blood of the martyrs.
Many men and women will die, but what they record on paper, what they record on stone will live forever.
Yeah, so when we're talking the stuff that you're talking about, you're regurgitating what was recorded.
Yes.
How do you know how true it was? What's your basis of truthfulness for any of the things that you study? Because you studied a lot of different things. Like you talk about a lot of different stuff. So like any of them.
That's a fair question. There's what they call in history historiocracy.
That sounds very close to hypocrisy.
Yeah, here's historiocracy and archaeology and ways of verifying, ways of corroborating, ways of supporting or backing up incidences that took place, facts that took place. Like, I don't know, you see some Englishman say the Battle of Waterloo or the Battle of Hastings.
1066.
The reason why they know that is because the evidence is overwhelming, without a shadow of a doubt, in the collective memory of a group of people that it took place. Someone's ancestors was there to bear witness to it, who recorded it in textbook to say this is.
But still, like I could easily tell you about a fight that happened on Saturday night. But you're going to get my side of the story. Now, if you see the video footage, you're going to see, yeah, a fight did happen. Or if you see me and the other guy, we both got injuries. But as to the truthfulness of what happened on that date at that time, so it's based upon maybe one person's what's the word called when you write up the story? One person's recollection against another person's recollection, and then if I give you a recollection and you believe that and you go with that as a narrative, or someone else gives another and they go with that as a narrative, then you got the thing where people tell stories and they add a little bit of sugar on top. And a little bit of sugar, because it's not that tasty for you. So when you hear, oh yeah, it was a battle, but yeah, then one man got his eye plucked out, then this, and this. How about the space for that? The propaganda.
No.
The lies.
No, well.
How can you differentiate between that? I'm just saying because you're giving certain information, or anyone who reads about historical stuff is given what they're given. You said the pen is what?
The ink of the scholar is greater than the blood of the martyrs.
Yeah.
Then I'll ask you a question. Okay, I like what
you sure you can ask me a question?
I like what you're saying. Yes, I would like to ask you a question.
I would love you to ask me a question.
How do you know that the Prophet Muhammad is real?
How do I know the Prophet Muhammad is real?
Yeah.
Who told you that I know that?
I don't.
That's my answer to you. Who told you that I know that?
So it's like, if we say that someone in the history existed, and then there's information either to support or not support whether that person existed. if we say Henry VIII existed, then it's history to either to support or not support whether Henry VIII existed. But to then say that,
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. I wouldn't dispute the fact that the Moor existed or that Henry VIII existed. Now you're going into religion and all that stuff. Like, we can go into that if you want to. But I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm talking about, Henry VIII existed, but was he a nice guy or bad guy? But did he do this to his wives or did he do this to his wives? Do you know exactly what he was like behind closed doors? No, we've only got someone else's recollection or someone else's, what's the word when they write it down? You know what's the word when they write it down?
Someone's account.
Someone's account. Thank you very much. You need to help me with the words when I'm looking for the words, because
So
you're like in the cloud with the fairies. Like you're not even listening, babe.
I'm listening
Yeah,
to.
you
I'm
need to
listening.
work it out.
I'm listening.
giving you
I'm
words
listening.
back,
I'm listening.
so
I'm listening.
I'm saying the accounts that you're given. How do you know that they're true?
I'm listening to exactly what you're saying, but because I'm so, I'm trying to channel exactly what I think you're going with your line of question.
No, it's just a question.
What I'm saying, I know it's just a question,
It's
but
a
in order
question.
to give you the right answer, or the
But
practical
it's the-
practical
it's the
answer.
right
Of course,
answer,
of course,
because
there's a practical or right.
It's a practical answer, but it's
There's-
not the right answer because
No,
with Prophet Muhammad question, that's down to my belief. How do I know if I believe it, I believe it. What each person believes is down to them. You're given stuff. What you believe in is up to you. What you want to manifest in your mind is up to you.
Yeah, but
What you wanna follow, what you wanna-
if something happened 500 years ago, I wasn't there, you wasn't there, he wasn't there, nobody's there. So therefore, we can only go by the accounts, the records, and then we can debate on whether how accurate those accounts and records are. But
Absolutely.
that's the best we can do in order to understand better that period of history of where I wasn't physically present, I didn't exist. But then to say that there's degrees of how true or how accurate it is, and then there's degrees of how not true and how accurate it is. But that is the beauty of learning the past, is to try to get closer to the truth. The closer, the stronger the evidence, the stronger the facts, the more you can put your finger on it to say that this took place. The weaker the evidence, the weaker the facts, the more you can say that didn't take place the way it's been presented to.
So my thing will be true, and it's basically that. It's like we said about Muhammad. I don't know if that took place, but I believe it did. That's your stance, because you're regurgitating it like well, not like you was there, but like this is that, like verbatim. So you believe it, which is your beliefs are entirely up to you. Like any Muslim, Christian, Jewish person, I think it's Judaism, they're entitled to their beliefs. So it's a belief system. It's a belief. So you believe in the thing as no.
I'm recalling history, presenting history.
Yeah.
I decipher the history of what is
I love this.
what is principled, what is good, what is not good.
In your eyes.
In your eyes. I'm not offering that now, but in my mind, I know what impressed me or what didn't impress me.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah.
But I can give the history of what is recorded according to academics. And then what you do with it is down to you, because ultimately this is all you have to go by.
Fair enough. That's what I was saying. But the way it's coming, I'm getting the stuff from you.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what happened. The Moor's this and
Yeah.
this.
Then challenge it.
The historical records show that. Not to be pedantic, but I'd receive that more from you than the Moor's this, the Moor's that, because you need to back it up with something from me. And if we can't back it up like you said, then we can't.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't there. It's only with your research, maybe cross-reference, maybe I do some research, but still it's only research, it's only speculative.
But I welcome you and others to challenge it. I
ain't really got the time for that. I leave that to you. That's why I'm talking to you about it. I got other things to do in my brainwaves and read about 500 years ago, bro.
Yeah, but
I'm interested.
This is it.
But to cross-reference and reference all that stuff, it takes time. It does
take a lot of time. But then the better one becomes at, the more proficient one becomes at doing what you are alluding to, the better you become at identifying the truth. If outside of this building right now, if 5 people say something, you don't know what's true. He said A, he said B, This one said C, this one said D. You don't know what's true, but it's just
What they talking about?
So whatever it is they're talking about, someone's gonna have an opinion.
Yeah, but you can still, depending on what they're talking about.
But depending on what they're talking about.
If it's current, then I can find out the truth.
Then you can find out the truth.
If it's post, how am I going to find out the truth? It's speculative. Then it's down to their stories.
It's speculative, but there's a way to find the truth. There's a way to identify the truth, but you'd have to make an effort beyond listening to someone at face value, because the person that listens to someone at face value doesn't have much of a brain of their own, do they?
Yeah,
I
laugh because I just thought of A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. Yeah. That's what came into my head. That's what I was laughing.
It's fine. I know the movie very well.
Me personally, this is nice just from a very personal perspective. Like, I am interested in what we did, where we come from, and so on and certain things. But I'm more interested in what's happening and how things work now, and the stuff that I can actually put my finger on. Like, that's me personally. Other people are entitled to what they want to do, and that isn't even a shot at you. It's just in general, like, you choose what you want to look at. So I would look at the historical facts of our diet, our tribalism, the way the sun affects us, our melanin, those kind of things I would look into, like the health aspects of our food, good diets, bad diets. I'd have time to do that because it could still, for me, it still works a day. Certain other things I just wouldn't have the patience to look into, even though I'm aware of certain things on a surface level, might be true, might not be true. There's certain things that come out, like, was Musa Moor?
Yes, he would have been a Moor.
Perfect.
Because he was a free man.
Perfect. So that goes into the thing what you said now about them being the what do you call it, at the top of the tower? I don't know what word you used.
At the top of the tower.
At the of the black society, they was at the top.
Nobility.
No, it wasn't even nobility, but they were at the top, and everyone took certain things from there. That makes sense. Yes. It goes, and there is thing to corroborate that.
Yeah.
Musa's story about him dropping gold as he's walking along. People are still talking about how rich he was. He was the richest man ever. There's stuff to corroborate that.
I agree with that though.
Huh?
I don't agree. I don't think he should give away his gold though. But yeah, he was a man. He was a top man.
Yeah. So then, and this is my thing. That's all I'm trying to get through before. The stories you hear. And it's down to the individual what you want to take away and believe and stuff.
No, but he did give away his gold. He was a rich man.
But so, what are you saying? You said you don't believe he did?
I know. I said I don't believe he should have given away his gold. He should have kept it in his pocket.
No, but then, remember, you're talking about, he's got how much gold? And we don't know. I'm saying richest man in the world, yeah? You said it yourself. I don't know how many tribes are in Africa, but how many do you remember? The ones that do stuff.
Yeah.
The ones that make the name. Him giving away gold is making a name for himself. That movement alone is one of the things he's known for. That movement alone for toppling governments because he makes everyone rich.
We spoke earlier about financial and economy. And
yeah.
Because I've got it doesn't mean I should give it away to you. They already know the name of Marley. Doesn't mean I need to give you my gold.
Okay, so you seem to feel very strongly about that.
Yeah.
What's your take on finances?
Hold on to your resources. Keep your resources amongst your own people. Help your people to get rich.
Hold on to your resources.
If Marley's so rich in gold, yeah, why don't their descendants have any?
Huh?
If Marley is so rich in gold, why don't their descendants have any? Why is it a poor country?
If Marley's so rich in gold,
why don't their descendants
have
any? Because there wasn't a generational wealth to pass it on to the next generation, the next generation, the next generation. They shouldn't give away something that they know that their children's children are going to benefit from. This is something that you need to hold and need to hoard your wealth. It's something of great importance, great in value, and great power. Marley's name is already known and Marley's name is already famous, but it doesn't mean I need to give you away my prized possession. That's definitely not something I'm gonna salute Mansa Musa for doing. But I love he's a top man though. He's free, he's rich, he's got money, everything else I like about him. It's a stat part there in it, giving away gold on his way to Mecca. It's just not necessary.
Sorry, love you, bro. So you don't get that.
It'll come to you, Iron. It'll come to you.
Yeah, it's going to come. Go with your question.
I think giving away money is proving that money is not everything. It's not the end goal. It's not, and there's more than that. But we always focus on that being be or end all of everything.
Money.
That's it. You're right. It did come to me. Ask this question.
Money is the currency of a nation. And
Why though?
Because it's the way nations interact with other nations. It's the way nations interact with themselves. If we're a kingdom, we barter, we negotiate, we do things amongst ourselves, and we call it. Today they call it business. When we deal with another kingdom, we bargain, we barter amongst another kingdom, we call that business. But if we're not necessarily putting money at the top. But if God bestowed wealth on you, and that wealth. It means everything. That wealth, yes, it does. It's not that the wealth is hiding God, the Almighty. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that you've been given. If you've been given something, if your mum gave you £100 as a 10-year, no. If your mum gave you £100, and you're a 10-year-old son, and she said, "Right, I'm giving you this money. I want it to last you a week," and then she just leaves you to your own devices, and you come back to your mum before that week's over, and you ask, your mum looks at you and say, "Hey, what? Where's the money I gave you?" You say, yeah, because I spent it, and you spent £100. You say, yeah, I spent it. I was giving it to my friend. I gave some of it away to my friends. What you think your mum's thinking in her head? She's gonna say, "Pause. What did I say to you?" I said that £100 needs to last you a week. I didn't say it needs to last your friends a week. I'm not. Your friend is not my son. You are my son, and I gave you £100 as my 10-year-old son, and I said it must last you a week. Now you're putting me at some type of in some type of way. You think that the money that she has the right to ask you this. Do you think money grows on trees? And you're probably gonna say, no. Then she's gonna say to you,
Whoa.
I wake up and I work in order for this house that you live in to have some kind of significance, to have some type of meaning. If I give you £100 again, don't repeat that exercise. Don't play with it. You're gonna make sure, and you're gonna understand the importance of money, and it's a good lesson to any child that's attentive. That money has to have some type of significance and some type of value, because you're not just here and the building and the lights just operate by themselves. And if parents spoke to their children in that type of way to bring sense to them about currency and having it and what you're going to need to learn when you get older to keep hold of it, it would be, trust me, that financial knowledge will be much more ingrained inside the hearts and minds of the next generation.
Well, that's it. I'm done. No, what? You like that? I might as well just laugh and get on the mic. See all the information that you've retained.
Yeah.
Because last week you was like, you know what you was like last week.
Okay.
When I said to you we're not gonna do it, you remember what you said to me and everything, yeah?
I think vaguely.
You don't remember what you said to me?
I said
you remember what you said to me?
I said I wanted to do it regardless.
It's a bit more.
Yeah.
A bit more than that.
I was a bit like.
You said a bit more than that. So like, apart from this now, what is your intention, or what is your end goal, or where are you going to do this information? How does the information that you're retaining and continue to consume, how does that help you, and what do you intend to do with it? What's your thing? Have you ever written a book?
Audio book that will come. The audio book will come. I'm not going to write one. I'm going to probably give the audio book. I wanted to write 2 books. I wanted to call one book Gangs Are the New Tribe. And what I mean by that is, when we were taken as Africans.
Don't start giving me the history. I want you to answer my question first.
Well, okay, so
you're gonna digress. So don't digress all the way.
I'll come back. Okay, write the book, give it, give some context to it. and with the information I have on the objective I have is to challenge the power balance of a disempowered group that the Moors have become, to make the Moors number one as far as participating in business at a more confident and financially stable position. Right now, I see the Moors not competing in business or owning or controlling their culture in the way that they and the economy in the way that they should do.
How are you going to do that? How will you use the stuff you've got? How does that look? What's the like the strategy?
Get the team like-minded, those who subscribe to Moors and Moorish values. 2, have a Moorish economic program in regards to
Pardon me.
in regards to not only entertainment but business, real estate, etc. 2, allow people to do business amongst each other who are Moors. 3, allow outsiders to come in and do business with us, but as guests in a Moorish economic environment. You establish like a Moorish village, and then you invite other those people who are not Moors, who want to come in and do business, can do business according to Moorish.
What's the first seed?
The first seed is.
Yeah. And I was wondering because I love the way you talk and everything. You feel conviction, but I want to know what you're doing to make this thing, to actually plant the thing, make it grow. You know what I'm saying to you?
I'm with you.
Cool. And because wait, because this is your second episode.
Yeah.
You stressed that you wanted more episodes. You said you wanted to be in more.
A lot more.
Yeah, but there's got to be a good reason for you being here.
All
That's
right.
why I'm asking you. That won't be the reason. That's why I'm just asking this question now to see where you're going. And I'm just adding that to the mix for you, just so you to understand, you know? Because I can come back and say, how close are you to this? What have you done so far? How's it going? How can we help you?
I'm building.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm building my name slowly but surely.
Musa the Moor.
I'm building my name Musa the Moor. I'm building it here. I'm becoming more media or social media accessible. I'm becoming more in promoting of my ideas. 1, 2, obviously I wanna. There's some places abroad I need to go to.
Like where?
1, Belize. It's definitely something I would like to start to do in Belize, because one of my favorite rappers, Shine, is very popular in Belize as a son of the Belizean president, and he's going to be doing great things in the future for the country of Belize, and I want to get involved in that. I've got America to go to.
So you just want to go off the basis of what this person Shine is the rapper is doing, as in open up a market for black people and so on and so forth. His vision, be able to work with him. So that's part of the Moorish thing.
His vision is part of the Moorish vision, which is self-empowerment. 1, I got America to go to, but I got to.
You've never been?
I've been before. That's 2015. I got America to go back to. I need to I'll sit down with the Nation of Islam. Got some things to talk about with them.
You created a link with them already?
Yes, 100%. I know Nation of Islam here in the UK. Gotta go. Yeah. I know them here in the UK. I got to make a stop off in Canada. Muslim used to be a name that I used to go by when I was still under, at the beginning, at the first stage of learning, as Muslim and so forth. But when you climb up the ladder, I'd rather introduce myself as a Moor, because a Moor, it's got so much more than just limiting oneself to the Quran. Remember, the Quran was given to us because we'd lost our way. We'd gone off the path. Now that we are back on the right track, well, I can only speak for myself, then it's like I'm ascending back to the original man, original woman, where we naturally were gifted in reciting or recalling or retaining information in our mind, minus the Quran. Yeah, that's the Quran that's kindergarten stage.
For you.
For me.
For you,
me.
yeah.
I can speak
For
for me.
you,
Yeah, for me. That's kindergarten stage for me.
Cool.
When you ascend to the heights of the Moors, it's translating hieroglyphics.
So do you think you can translate hieroglyphics?
And you reach the highest points of
No. Can you translate hieroglyphics?
When you reach it, well, I'm at the elementary stage of hieroglyphic translating.
So is that yes or no?
Some hieroglyphics I can translate. Some, but not all. But it's an ongoing.
Fluent.
I'm not fluent, but I wouldn't want to be disingenuous to say that I've got maximum command over the hieroglyphic.
And the Quran?
The Quran, I can read it.
You speak Arabic?
I can read it. I'm still rusty with the Arabic tongue. I haven't given enough. I need to be more disciplined. I need to be more disciplined. More concentrated. But it's a lifelong lesson.
So if it's a lifelong lesson, how can you say you elevated to a point where you don't need to do it no more? You're doing hieroglyphics. Because then if it's a lifelong lesson, your life isn't over. You'll still be learning from the Quran, and that's what I wanted to ask you. When do you give up the words of God? You don't. You keep using them, even though you may have ascended to what you say you ascended to. You'll still use the Quran. You'll still pray. You'll still do certain things to receive your blessings. Yes or no?
Well, look what you just said. He said, how do you give up the word of God? The Moors are God. They're not the Almighty, but the Moors are God.
No, but I'm asking. You said you should.
But let me land, innit? Remember,
Okay,
the Quran is the spoken word of the Prophet Muhammad, and then it found its way on paper. But we, yeah, of course I'm familiar. But
to the point where you know it as much as you know the other stuff you know.
I'm not a Hafiz and I've got it all down the whole entire Quran translated. But I'm trying to say that we gotta be when we come back to when a Moor comes back to himself or herself, he or she establishes that they are God in the flesh. Doesn't mean they're the Almighty. Is what I'm trying to say to you, but we are the original man and woman, and thus what we say that comes out of our mouth is by nature the word of God. They say, well, how do you know that? How do you know that what you're saying is in tandem with what God says? Well, if your mind is clear, if you uphold principle and you uphold morals and you uphold truth, then what comes out of your mouth is God's word and it's God's work.
But how do you know this is your morals, your principles, and your truth, and your mind being clear? How do you know any of them things are real? What is your thing to compare it to? Do you know what I'm saying to you? You say your mind's clear now, but then you might realize in 10 years, my mind's clear now. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. So that
you think your mind's clear now, and then the morals and the values you uphold, where have you got them from? Because if they come from another human being, how hard can you stand on them? You only know it's what you believe in. I'm not trying to tear down nothing of what you're saying.
No. What you're saying
is how much you believe in, and each individual can have the same thing. This is my morals, this is my values, this is my thing. I'm standing on that. That's the realness. And then you got the conflict there. One person decides that if women are out of line, they need to be put into line. Another person decides that, you know what, we're all human beings, we respect each other. We don't put a hand on nobody. Do you know what I'm saying? There's two different morals. Which one's right?
I'll answer you.
No, go on.
The truth lies in man and woman, one being free, to man and woman what they do with that freedom. When we was in our, let's say this is going back in the history, we incarnate, we manifest as man and woman on the earth. The law that was written inside us, in our DNA, that allows us to think, breathe, speak. It says in Islam that Allah controls everything, every vibration. Is that your mind is controlled by Allah, your thoughts, your speech was controlled by Allah, your heart beats because Allah wills it to, the blood flows in and out of your veins because Allah wills it to, you breathe because Allah wills it to, the trees move and grows because Allah wills it to, so everything was Allah's will. The corruption came in when we lost contact with the divine, and thus we had to write things down in order to, and had sent prophets to us in order to bring us back in line. We wasn't in need of those guidelines when we hadn't fallen from a high state to a low state. It was already in the mind of man and woman to communicate with the Most High directly. When we fell from something, we had to fall on our knees in order to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. Prior to that, we wasn't asking Allah's mercy because we hadn't sinned. We hadn't made mistakes. We hadn't made errors. We was in a divine state and we followed Allah's divine law.
So you would say, are you in a divine state now?
I'm definitely not close to being at that optimum.
So then you still need to read the Quran?
No, that doesn't mean you still need to read the Quran. There's stages in it.
Okay.
Let's say.
No, I'm just trying to make it clear because I'm just trying to clarify. I'm trying to trip you up on nothing.
No
I'm trying
problem.
To be clear.
Stage one is the religion. So a holy book, it's been given. The holy book has been written. It's been rewritten as people's been tampered with. This is that. Things are going on. But there's a holy book that's been given, and it's in man's possession. The holy book has a certain amount of knowledge in there, but it's not the be all and end all. Are you with me? Whether it be the Bible, whether it be the Quran, whether it be any book, it's got a limited amount of knowledge in there, and at best, it's down to interpretation and how well you are at comprehending what it is said in the Quran or said in the Bible. Genesis.
This is what I wanted you from the beginning.
All right.
I want you to. It's like a disclaimer.
All right.
And then you could have said it. That's what I was looking. That's what I was looking for. But I love this.
No problem. So once you realize that, that's the stage. That's the stage one. Above, let's say religion is at the beginning. Above religion is philosophy. Above philosophy is spirituality. Above spirituality is science. Now, most people, yeah.
You put science above spirituality.
Religion.
Why?
Religion at the beginning. Spirituality. Religion at the beginning. After religion, philosophy. After philosophy, spirituality. After spirituality, science. The science is where it's the highest form of vibration. Highest form of learning, highest form of understanding. Science is in understanding the world and conceptualizing the world around you, because that's a science. Science of how you distinguish and determine distance, that's a science. Because mathematics is the science of numbers.
Everything deals with numbers, though.
Yeah.
But
science supersedes religion, because religion is only dealing with limited amount of information recorded for those who either lost contact with the divine, poor memory, or don't have a way to find their way back to the path. They were sent a warner to bring them back on the Sirat al-Mustaqim in order for them to find their way back to the bosom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
I had a question for you.
Come on with it.
You looked at me, I forgot it.
It'll come to you.
It will.
Understand. STEM.
Explain to him. I love it. I know what it means. Finally, I know something. Fucking hell.
It's an abbreviation, STEM.
Yeah, ST.
Just tell me what it
Break
is.
it down.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Yeah, that will be part of Moorish knowledge.
No, I used them.
I'm my science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I study to the best of my ability, and how much of that I downloaded is I don't know. I don't know why. You'd have to put an exam, test me, and see how much I've retained. Is that what I'm trying to say to you?
Leave it.
Yeah,
I know you know that shit.
So it's like one of the greatest things a learned man can say
They don't know nothing.
is that he knows nothing, because the it's not how much you know, it's how much you don't know. Because this is what I'm talking about is basic to me, but it's wild to someone else. But there's so much that one does not know, which spears on the quest to either to learn or know more. But if you close your eyes and your mind to information because you believe that you are already there, then you haven't grown. That's why
You can't grow.
Oh, you can't grow. That's why I say most people are stuck at religion. Some type of God is there and it's waiting for me, and some kind of holy book, and I think I kind of got it figured out, and that's where I'm staying. They don't even get to the part of philosophy. They don't even get to the part of spirituality. They don't even get to the part of science. And most people in the planet don't even know that these other chapters even exist.
Yeah?
Go on.
Thank you. You said you read and understand a moderate amount of hieroglyphics.
Scratching the surface.
Okay, cool.
Very
Okay,
elementary.
cool. Where is that? What is that for you? Religion, philosophy, spirituality, science. Where is that for you?
The science is recorded in the pyramids on the pyramid walls, hieroglyphics.
So it's science. It's at the top.
Science is at the top.
No, and I'm actually where the hieroglyphics reading is for you in that on the spectrum.
It's at the top.
So you're at the top.
It's at the top. Definitely at the top.
Ask me a question.
It's-
And ask me a question, please, sir. Don't tell me something. Ask me a question, yeah? And ask me a proper question, a decent question, not like I could just answer that.
Who you are, Ayo? Where did you first make your name? In what genre?
What's that mean?
What industry did you make a name in? Did you make your name in music?
I remember my name in the school playground.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you go beyond that. What first occupation you say? Yeah, I'm a rapper or I'm
No. I'm never none of them. I'm Ayo. That's the thing. I made my reputation in the school playground. I'm Ayo. My name is Ayo Kunu. Yeah? That means my belly's full of joy. Ayo Kunu Abiondu. That's my belly's full of joy in the festival of the new year. Because you know Abiondu is given to us on festivals. So my name was that was been me, and that's me. You think about what you know about me. You just think about what you know about me. My belly's full of joy in the festival of the new year. So what I bring is me. I don't none of them things. I bring me.
I know that you're a bubbly person, and you do poetry, but I want to know that was there ever a particular job that you said that spoke to you as a youngster to say, yeah, I'm gonna be that. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a rapper. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a writer.
It changes. I'm Nigerian. Who am I? Doctor. That's it. Doctor. So I want to be a doctor. Please the family. Everyone's cool. What you gonna be when you grow up? I say this. No. You say that? No. Doctor. Well done. So I was a doctor. From young, I just want to be a doctor. Yeah.
And do you think that's healthy? As
it is
coming from the background.
I think it's fucking imperative.
got to impose.
So
what
it's
someone-
imperative to impose on your child what you know will benefit them. You've spoken about the financial stuff and teaching your children the right things. If you've got a trade or something you specialize in that you can get revenue from, that you can constantly, no, don't give him fish, teach him how to fish. If you've got something you can constantly use, you look at the people, the most successful people in certain the ones in the industries that we can actually see. Because there's some we can't see.
Okay,
David Beckham, Serena Williams, Tiger Woods. Their parents forced them to do stuff.
Yeah, but
They're doing so stuff. What they're dealing with now, but they've still got that in their
yeah,
repertoire.
well, this is why there's a flaw in that, because those
For you, not for me.
Well, for that general perspective of looking at things,
Go on.
because they exhibited talent for those fields. Michael Jackson exhibited talent for music. The Williams sisters exhibited talent for tennis, and Tiger Woods exhibited talent for golf. There's an innate talent, natural gift, that and a calling that surfaces to say that person does have that ability and capability of being successful in that particular field.
And that is important for
And
a
that's
parent to identify that and nurture that and make it grow.
Yeah.
And tell them this is what you're doing. Because if you used to ask me, like you said, what was my thing, when was the thing? In the playground was IO, but someone looking at me, an adult looking at me, could have seen all the normal attributes or see whatever my talent was at the surface. And that adult would have been their responsibility to do that. So the question you asked me was how important that is. And I think it's imperative.
But there's something I don't want to overlook, as far as there's some parents who tell their children you are gonna do this, and they're not exhibiting any talent for that very job or industry that their parents is trying to propose or force on them. They haven't exhibited any interest. They haven't exhibited any talent. They haven't exhibited any capability that they are supposed to go into that field, but it's been forced on them in order for the parents
Live out
either
their
live up to, or their parents' self-gratification, not the child's self-gratification. And when you do that, you not only could you harm the child in a sense, but also the child doesn't live up to its own, not full potential, but own self gratification. And they end up doing a job that they're not happy with. So they
Yeah, but then I still think it is important. I think the main way, the most productive way for a child to get to their optimum is for an adult, their parent or not their parent, to identify the thing within them, and then when they're not even confused, they're still like blinded by the bright lights. They're told, no, this is what you're doing, and do this, because you can see it. I still think it's imperative. When it goes outside of the thing, okay, it goes outside of the thing. Some people needed a beating to know right from wrong. Some people didn't need to get beat because they was being abused. It's two sides of the same coin, bro. Some kids needed to be told certain things to do. Some kids just get it. That's what it is. But I think it's important for children, me personally, I think it's important for you to find something and then tell them they're doing it and give them everything you need to get them to do exactly what it is they're doing.
As long as the parents are able to identify, that's the word there, is to identify that potential. If there's no identification, how can you just tell a child to, you know what, you're gonna be a doctor or you're gonna be a lawyer, and that's that.
You can but then if you're a decent parent, you will see halfway through, okay, maybe that ain't that. I'll change it to this, and maybe this ain't that, and change it to that. Nothing is set in stone.
Yeah, but some parents are not doing that.
Generally, what the parent is, they want their child to be that. For example, like if
Gotcha.
they're a basketball player or something, they want their boy to be a young basketball player. And kind of push them.
That's not a good parent. That's not a good parent. You might help them out. I understand what you're saying, but it's better to, I mean, you listen, you learn, identify, push them in that way. If they're not excelling and you see something going on, you have to listen to the child.
See how important the word is, identified. If it's identified, then it's you can guide. If you don't identify and you say you are gonna do this, it's like the child hasn't got no choice in the matter. Maybe, yeah, of course it goes.
I think children have too much choice at the moment.
Yeah.
That could be a detriment.
The ramification of children having too much choice is around you. There's so many examples of it. Let's not start like the killing, the sexuality, the drug taking, the depression, the anxiety. There's so much stuff going on.
That's why knowledge of self and that word identify is so important. There's indicators and there's identifiers that allow an adult with a keen eye to know that there is a capability, a natural act for that child to excel in that particular field.
Ask me another question. Like,
I would go on. You got a question?
No, what your question?
Yeah, because
And you hold the privilege. I want your question too.
I haven't got a question off the top of my tongue, but it will come to me. So,
all right.
if you can ask, so.
I wanted to ask you about the future and do you research into the future as well as the history? But I know you're a historian, but the future is important. We've got AI coming.
Come in, it's here.
AI.
But I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Get your insight on
Yeah. Well, I like one of the reason why I like history because it helps me with the present, but the future, as far as technology, new technology, some people envision a robotic world where there's going to be less humans doing certain jobs and robots doing that jobs and robots serving you at the checkout and so on and so forth. Hologram phone. You don't even communicate with the phone. You know, like in Star Wars, the being just appears and you start talking to the person.
That's coming.
That's coming. The car. The car that flies.
Flying taxis.
Flying taxi.
Non-drivers. No drivers.
Flying or hoverboard.
They're here already.
You're giving me.
They're here already.
Yeah, but
that's them things that ain't gonna matter.
But more of a integrated in society. I'm getting images of the movie
Back to the Future.
The second one. The second one. You know.
So are you seeing it as a positive thing?
Yeah, definitely a positive thing. If we can emotionally and spiritually catch up to technology, then we can balance it out. But you could. When I remember when I watched the movie, The Fifth Element, with Bruce Willis, and that, I knew that the type of civilization that they was at already. I knew that it was very possible because it was too real to me that the civilization looked that good. And I'm trying to say to you, so there's definitely the human potential to get to that point, and I encourage humanity to get to that point. It's just that balancing it out whenever you've got new technology, new innovations, new creativity, the possibilities of using or misusing that is severe because you're dealing with. Go on.
Would you believe in Elon Musk, but someone like that pushing technology forward, as in like technology and transplants and all those kind of things?
If used with the right, you're gonna have to have the wisdom behind it. If you use it for the right reasons, in order to propel humanity forward, and we do need to be propelled forward. We shouldn't be moving.
Why?
Because we are here to explore and achieve our potential.
But you do understand, yeah, that since the what was we first? Was we hunter gatherers? Then we was farmers. Then you had I think it's the industrial age. I don't know.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. So, if you know where I'm going with it, why would you say what you said? Because
progress. It's making progress, right?
The faster we go, it's like we're rushing to the grave. The quicker we go, the more. So in the space of look, this is what I'm saying to you. You can say in the space of the industrial age or the modern era, like it's cut people's lifespan because of the freaking what's it called, this greenhouse thing there? Greenhouse
greenhouse
all that
effect.
stuff. We've got global warming, we've got loads of things going on. If we never made the breakthroughs in technology, then that wouldn't be happening to the planet, would it?
Well,
It's a simple question.
yeah, I hear you.
Would it be happening to the planet? So therefore, who's to say that the next breakthroughs that we have isn't going to break the whole shit down? Like the closer we get to more things, the more detrimental it is to us. Like with plastic, people say there's plastic, there's microplastics in all our bodies. There's plastic in the oceans. Plastic is an invention.
And it doesn't break down.
Doesn't break down.
No,
but we've
there's
used
a
it for so long.
There's a problem.
Aluminium or whatever. You got the kids, yeah, smoking. The balloons paralyzing them. Let's talk about them. Smoking these. You got not even the kids. You got most people humans smoking vapes right now, without any comprehension of what it's doing to the body. You had your historian when the cigarettes came out. Yeah, it's okay, smoke. Whatever. They would give you your baby will be taken, and you'll be able to smoke in the hospital bed with your baby sitting there. Back in the day, you can't smoke inside in anywhere no more. You can't smoke inside anywhere no more because of secondary hand smoke. But it was an invention that was used. So who's not to say the inventions that are made, this speeding up isn't going to slow us down or speed us up closer to the grave? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking. You're saying you embrace it.
Because I might just have a more optimistic outlook.
You might.
I might have a more optimistic outlook, but
So it's skeptical. You might.
yeah, I might have a more optimistic
But
outlook.
if we stop making things, things could stay how they are.
No,
Stop burning stuff and buying stuff and consuming stuff. No?
I understand if I'm given a balanced view that there's with everything there's a positive as there's a negative outcome. I don't think we should hurt ourselves by not being creative. I don't think we should be creative without accountability and responsibility.
Yeah, but then you've got to look at because you're a historian. That's what I'm asking. Because we in it historically. That's what I'm looking at historically. You use the history to see what's going on today. You said this, yeah.
Yeah.
People lived longer before. People were better off
No,
before.
we live longer now.
You sure?
Statistically,
you sure?
according to medical history and medical knowledge that we have now, human beings live longer
Healthier?
per head than what we did before. Now, healthiness is down to an individual's lifestyle. If they're like-
But on the same general thing you're putting on,
if they live longer, then that's a strong indicator for a healthier human being.
not necessarily because you've got drugs that can keep you living and you're not really living.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just trying to be devil's advocate when I ask this question.
yeah.
You got, I can see people who live in their 90 or their whatever, but they're intravenously fed. So is that life?
Those people there need to ask themselves what type.
But they
of
can't
life.
talk.
Well, they've reached 90. They've lost their ability to speak, but their mind on their physical and their spiritual and everything else is something
still
that
there.
it's something. I hope it's still there, but it's something that they need to take personal care of, rather than to look for somebody else to take care of it for them. That's personal. That's one's own personal choice. But we have a choice to use the resources around us on this planet that can best benefit us to live to the best version of ourselves in this physical incarnation in this day and time. And as we move forward in the future, we learn more, we know more, and we should be also balancing that down with our own ethical, moral.
We're not. But we're not. We're not.
You can't just say that we're not. You're saying that we're hurting the environment.
No, bruv. Listen, we're hurting the environment. We're hurting ourselves. We're using stuff and we don't even need to. We're over consuming.
We're living longer. So how are we hurting ourselves?
How are we hurting ourselves? Just take a look at your diet.
That's my diet.
How good is your diet for you? How good is your diet for you? No, seriously.
My diet is good based upon what I choose to eat.
Okay, so and then the next person, the next person, the next person.
Yeah, but
and then what are they eating though? Musa, really? Be 100. You're going to the shop right now. You eating this color, that color, that color, that color. Break it down. You got this additive, that mostly sugar. Bruv, come on. KFC, McDonald's, this stuff's just not decomposing. Some people live off of that fast food. Some people live off of Iceland food.
Knowledge.
It's not good for you. No, but still, I'm saying, but people are living like that. You may have the knowledge not to live like that, but some people are doing that, getting sick, going to hospital, swallowing the drugs, all part of the same machine. How? I can't understand how it's good. I can't.
We got knowledge at our fingertips that can help us make a better decision about what we choose to consume and put in our body. We can change our lifestyle and live a healthier lifestyle if we adopt a healthier routine.
So the healthy routine
get into adopt a healthier habit of how we conduct our own personal life. All of this passing the buck at someone else is the government's problem, is this one's problem, is that one's problem, is disempowering you. Sovereignty is about taking control of your own life and carving out your own destiny. You don't need someone to hold your hand and tell you this, that, and the other once you reach adulthood.
So you make £500 a month, let's just say speculatively. Then you got to buy food, you got to put gas, you got to put this. The food that makes you feel good, or the food that's good for you, is £300. It doesn't give you a latitude to put the gas and electricity on. But the food that's bad for you is £5, £10. But even with everything you just said, people are forced into a certain corner in this day and age. Things are more accessible. It's easy to buy that. You get brainwashed. You're fed certain propaganda. But if everyone was like you, it'll be okay. But not everyone's like you. Some people haven't even got the infrastructure to teach them. There's no one above them because that person's passed away because they was eating the same way or they was taught the wrong things. Do you understand? So that's passed down in generations. There's people who are out not even in London, outside London, they're consuming shit. Like, some of their diets are rubbish. They're forced into certain jobs where they only earn a certain amount of money, they can only buy a certain amount of food, and they're stuck in that rut. What do you say for them people there? Because it's a difference between having 1 meal to having 5 meals, but them 5 meals are bad.
Well,
do you get
I understand what you're saying. That's why striving to do better, striving to use the talent that God gave you. First of all, you have to discover your talent, know what that talent is, and then ask yourself how you're going to use that talent to further your lifestyle or financial lifestyle, or further your experience in this life form, in this incarnation. Once you are willing to apply yourself and commit to the task that it will take from you to get from point A to point B, then you are taking accountability, taking responsibility. You understand that, okay, there's certain factors that are challenging for certain people of a certain demographic, a certain class, a certain limited education, poor education, rundown social housing. There's factors there to distract or discourage or hinder you from making you into the person that you envision yourself to become, if you even have a vision. But if you have no vision, you're going to allow that distraction to become your reality, and thus you're not even going to have an alternative on how to escape that type of pressure. If you are willing to make certain sacrifices and be steadfast to your ideas of who you want to be as a human being, then don't give up that drive, don't give up that ambition, don't settle and conform to the state of social handicap or social prisoner to the circumstances that I've imposed upon you. Become the circumstances that is going to be imposed on your reality.
So do I, but I can't remember because you spoke for so long. That's the question I asked you. It's all good and well, and I really appreciate it because of where you come from with your intellect and your cerebral cerebral cortex. But when you come from your intellect, but I'm talking not just, we're talking here specifically, and we're talking generally on a wider range. A lot of people, they can't even do none of this stuff. And I feel for them because upon all of that, while they're searching, and some people are not born into the same thing you're born into, they're backed into the corner because they're just getting bombarded with all this stuff. That's taking them away from the path.
Rags to riches. Anyone can do it. I
understand that.
Why?
I understand that.
Why?
Yeah.
The potential is within you, but you have to discover that potential. You have to.
This is what I'm saying. But for you to be able to discover that potential, you need to be able to turn everything down. Right now, everything is so loud.
Yeah.
And if it ain't loud enough, the people be like, what? They'll put headphones on your head with more of the same music around.
I get it.
And I'm saying it's hard for people now in this day and age. So I appreciate where you're at. I can appreciate where I'm at. Appreciate where you're at.
But we all suffer from it.
Yeah, we all suffer from it, but some people more. I know what he means. I know exactly what he means. As technology becomes more and what it is there's more distractions. Yeah,
and then what I would say more is you're more in tune with who you are. You're more in tune with who you are, and me also the same. So even though I may suffer from it, I don't suffer as much as the people who don't know. Like, you should know yourself. I know myself, so I know what I do like, don't like.
That will look at us as if we're suffering because we're not.
Oh, fuck them! I don't give a fuck about them.
Why is the term? Why is the term rags to riches so universal? Because it speaks to us about those that came from nothing and became something. If the person always had, maybe the story wouldn't hit as it wouldn't hit home in the same way. But if the person didn't have and became, it inspires much more and is much more of a story that is universal, because it says that if I can do it because I realized it within myself and I didn't allow the circumstances to deny me my destiny, whatever talent or potential you have, you should not give up on those dreams and allow the circumstances to deny or deter you, regardless of being an orphan, being born into poverty, coming from nothing, not having a good education, being from a favelas, being from a barrio, being from a bush. Anything is possible if you believe and is willing to go after it.
Why do you look like you want to fight?
Because maybe there's the fire of someone who.
Look, open your mouth.
It's not that fire hasn't been turned off in me. So then there's still they got the fire of a person that has drive.
Right, we're coming to. No, we're not finished, but we're winding down a bit. So I'm gonna answer something to keep quick. Yeah, you went good. Some of y'all.
I'm good, man.
How can we apply, or what advice can we give to, or what do you think? No, there's too many same questions. I want to answer one question. Okay, so how does this apply to the youth of today, being displaced from certain rites of passage, being displaced from certain things that they may need, but they've got that same thing that you just spoke about inside you, that same fire inside you. Maybe it's an ancestral thing, maybe it's a pubescent thing, maybe it's just a rite of passage, maybe it's just some people are warriors and some people are lovers, some people are carers, some people are doctors, but there's a lot of people who are living in the world now who are almost like fish out of water because they're not in the right environments, or they're not being fed the right nutrients, or they're not consuming the right information for them to reach the optimum. So therefore they're reacting, or those fires are being like put on, let's go. What? Violation, what?
Yeah.
No, what? Stabbing, what? Talking
Yeah.
about, but it's been put in the wrong place. Like, they've got the fire, but that fire shouldn't necessarily be for that. That anger is not for that. It's for something else. What's our advice to those? And I know I went all over the place.
Yeah. But I know exactly what you mean.
Because when you look at me, I know there's youth out there, there's people out there that are reacting or having something inside them.
What it is is that
channel it.
What it is that the
Mac as well.
destructive
I want to answer from you on that. I don't know if you was listening.
fire,
You look like you was listening.
fire, and passion and so forth is a beautiful thing when it can be harnessed for the right way, but misunderstood fire and passion and hyperactive children need, again, that word identifiers.
And I would like to add to your thing.
Yeah.
Hyper intelligent as well.
Yeah, some of them
because if
are-
you're intelligent, stuff will bore me. You can misconstrue that as me being something else. But I'm just bored because I got it before you even opened your mouth.
Some of them are very, some of them
So
are very,
quick, so you get bored quick.
Some of them are very intelligent. In fact, there's leading studies that says that children who are disruptive and
That's what I said it to you.
over talkative and disrupt the class and so forth because of the lack of being able to keep up with the child's mind. The mind's overactive mind, and thus the lesson can't keep up or hold their gaze, hold their interest.
Yeah.
So you have to have adults who are capable of identifying, being able to see that this child is not that it's a bad child. It's just it's a child that's disinterested in the service that you're providing. Once you can identify these things, you can now start to propose an alternative to how that child can be best coached and counseled and developed. But if we don't, if we're giving our children away, if we're not if our identity is not intact, is not already established. Imagine if two parents and they both got identity crises and they have a child. Then the child has no identity because the parents don't have no identity.
It's happening a lot.
And it's happening a lot.
It's happened a lot.
If
Still going on right now.
If the child is born, the parents, God forbid, there's no parents. The child is born taken but as an orphan to some strangers that are not even from the same race. They grow up. He has no identity.
Happens a lot.
Because the foster parents don't have the identity knowledge to give that child. This is where there needs to be access to information. Obviously, we're limited in some of the things that we can do. Maybe limited in our resources, limited in depending on how many child are in those needs, dire needs. There might be a limited amount of how much we could actually provide them because we lack the funding or we lack the resources. Not only the resources, but
knowledge,
a place to even put that type of child. We don't even have a place. You go to this particular I don't know what they call it, halfway house or location, or you go to that particular place and this is the person's name and this professor is going to be the one to deal with the problem that you have. Resources, you can say, but we don't have that infrastructure. That's the word I'm looking for. That place in order to put wayward youth or misdiagnosed youth into the right place. You can't just generalize and just look at the child's eye. Yes, it's a bad child.
No, but it's not that. You know, bruv, fuck all that putting way would you be? Sit down and talk to people. Understand what's going on with them.
You have to have
that conversation. Understand, because one person could genuinely.
You have to have the talent for that.
Huh?
You have to, as the adult has to have the talent for that.
No, but the same thing. Create the infrastructure. There's an infrastructure where you bring the talented people who sit down, you line them up, you help facilitate that. How can you change society if you don't change the youth? It don't make no fucking sense. It don't make no sense. So that's how you do it. And then for me, personally, you do it from reach one, teach one.
There's people that have a natural gift for talking to the youth.
Yeah, but I still don't think that's justifiable. It's justification for people who don't have that gift not to try and talk to the youth as well.
No.
I think everybody should be doing it. Anyone who's an adult, it's your responsibility, whether that's your child or not your child. You should have that conversation if you can have that conversation.
There's a difference between that child listening to or not listening to you and listening to someone else.
Yeah, but I agree with what you're saying.
There's many adults that maybe out of 100 adults, I'm gonna not listen to 99.
But still, I'm saying that as an adult, you still have to try, even if you think the kid ain't gonna listen to you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
like, still
I'm not saying,
try.
and I'm not saying
So
that.
you don't have to be
and
a
I'm not
qualified
saying-
person to
I'm
do it.
not-
Still try,
I'm not saying
because
that.
it's a fucking epidemic right now. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not saying
everyone should try.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that no one shouldn't try. I think everyone, or who's willing to try, should try, and especially a greater emphasis on those who have the gift to reach the youth. There's a famous artist, African American. His name is Gil Scott Heron.
Heard of him.
And Gil Scott Heron said, "There's the message to the messengers, and there's a responsibility to those who are messengers to give the right message or an accurate message to those around them, and that's including the youth. But that's a burden on messengers who are born with that gift. There's a reason why some people are influential and some people are not, because there's some things that some people say goes in one ear and goes out the other, and there's some things that people say that hold that child's attention, no matter what skin color, what religion, what creed, or scale of their behavior." Talk to me.
Dancing.
Any? So, yeah. So these.
Cool. Go on.
Yeah.
You know what he's saying. So, what I'll say to you, pick me another. How old are you?
I'm 40 now.
40. No. I never said read it and you pick it. It says pick them. You don't be smart. You don't be smart. Yeah, go on. Pick another. Give me 4 cards. What you pick from them? I think these ones we just had.
Have they?
Yeah, we had these ones. I think we had these ones. But go on, pick some different ones, man. Okay. Pick from there. And there. Oh, the camera's right on me and I'm yawning like that. Can you imagine? Yeah, we're finishing now. Wizard's telling me to wrap it out. Like, that's it, just wrap it out. Come on, quick.
How many do I need?
Yeah, that's it. How many you got? Go on.
How would you describe yourself?
Caring, giving, empathetic, realistic and humble. A little bit angry and crazy as well.
I like what you're saying, because it provokes me to ask, like,
Ask.
this type of question. Is like, in this world,
I said I had him question
In
every
this-
day, innit?
in this world, yeah, the strong dominate the weak. This is what I've seen.
Go on.
The strong dominate the weak.
Yeah.
The intelligent dominate the ignorant,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. But I've seen that principle play itself out in every scenario. Sometimes with that responsibility, we say with great power comes great responsibility. Sometimes the responsibility of the mind is to be of service to humanity, but some people, you weaponize that mind to be corrupt, conniving, and exploit. Some people use that strength with great strength. You could be used to liberate, defend, and stand for something which is true. But some people then use that same strength to oppress, suppress, dominate, bully, and strong arm others.
Yeah. What's the question?
The question is that when there is when there is an imbalance of that, it's down to how do you
The
question I was gonna ask you is
because you still
the
make a statement.
question I'm gonna ask you is are you sometimes tempted to misuse or abuse your power, or do some people hang around with you in order to use that power that you have?
I'm not tempted. People don't hang around with me 'cause I don't hang around with no one. I'm big
When you
people.
was
I don't.
younger- when you was younger.
Now that's a different question. That's what I'm gonna get into. Now, when I was younger, yeah, I misused it because I wasn't aware of everything. You do things you do, monkey see, monkey do, for want of a better phrase. You understand? And there was people around me who was around me because of what I could do. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But as you live, you learn, you understand, you get to know who you are as a person, you understand your powers and certain things. To a point, I'm still learning myself. But I may have been guilty of it in the past, but that's the reason I am who I am today. Because of my acknowledgement and my awareness of situations that I've learnt from that wasn't good, that was good, that wasn't good, you're capable of this, and this is what you should be doing. And then this is what makes you feel happy and good.
Some people learn, but some people never learn. Look at
yeah, but what's about me now? Look at me now.
Yeah,
Don't generalize.
No.
Don't generalize.
Yeah, I like the answer that you gave, but you know what?
I think we're closing on this. We might put the cards down.
So Puff Daddy. Oh
my God, we're not closing on this. You could do
yeah,
that.
but someone who's accused of abusing his power because couldn't either use the power for the right thing in the right way, influenced in the wrong way. You see how Puff Daddy's older than everybody.
Yeah, but thing, I'll give you another acknowledgement on that one. Yeah, them people there, and I won't speak specifically about that individual that we're talking about, but the whole scene across the board, England, internationally, America, whatever, that entertainment scene. When you enter an entertainment scene, there's vices that are in there, yeah? Drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever. Apart from the power, the money you're giving. People are not themselves. They're taking shit. Even if it is themselves, that self is getting amplified into something else. It's a beast upon a beast upon a beast upon a beast. I done my fucking war stuff in the streets. Some people don't see certain things till they get that money and that power, and of course it's gonna corrupt them. You're gonna fuck them up because they never seen nothing like that before. It's gonna trip them. Some people, if you know yourself, you go for things at the right time, you're not gonna react the way that they reacted. You're not gonna do the things that they done. The Weinsteins, was it Weinstein? Yeah, Weinstein.
Yeah, that's all right.
He looked like a troll. Looked like a troll. He wouldn't have got women. Yeah, he wouldn't have got women. So once he got the money, he abused that thing. He should have had a one wife, saved his wife, loved her, worshipped her. That's what he should have done and enjoyed it. That was his lot, but he got a bit of money or he done what he was doing, so he abused that shit. Do you understand?
Temptation
comes for all of us. I'm tempted to carry on talking, but we'll leave it on temptation. That was Life Talks. This has been Musa the Moor. I'm Fawole, and that's the wizard behind the camera. Whoosh. Life Talks, all you gotta do is listen, Musa. We need to talk more because you're just provocative. You just wanna, you love the sound of your own voice.
Yes.
I like you.
Good talking.